Welcome. As the title of this video says, I wanted to talk about whether it makes sense to shoot 4K if you're publishing on YouTube. Why would you not shoot 4K when there are so many advantages? Higher resolution, crisper image, you can punch in without losing too much quality if you need to zoom in. One of my reasons why I don't shoot everything in 4K, my computer is pretty old, and processing 4K means processing 4 times the amount of pixels compared to Full HD. And if you have tried this, you know that your computer struggles a lot more than with Full HD. Of course, there are ways around this, like transcoding into a codec that's lighter. For example, I use a GoPro Cineform. What would be another reason why not to shoot in 4K? For example, for me personally, and for a lot of cameras, even good ones like the Canon EOS R, the camera shoots 4K, but it crops into the sensor. So if you're not getting the full width of your lens, the Canon does it, my camera does it, even though it's not even comparable to the Canon. I'm shooting on Panasonic FZ2500. In Full HD, the lens is equivalent to 28mm, but in 4K it shrinks down to 36. You could ask yourself, what does it matter? You're just losing a bit of wide angle. For me, personally, it matters in a few situations. For example, when I'm using a gimbal, it looks better. When you have a wider view, you can see the environment passing by. It just looks better. Another big reason why to use full sensor readout is on my camera, it's very hard to get the blurry background like with a DSLR. And if I'm by default zoomed in already, I have only so much wiggle room. Next reason why I shoot in Full HD is also I get actually way higher bit rate per pixel. My 4K setting allows me to shoot at maximum of 100 megabits per second, whereas Full HD allows me to shoot at 200 megabits per second. Put that difference in context with the fact that 4K is actually 4 times the amount of pixels. Your data per pixel is a lot smaller in 4K. Why does this matter? It can matter, for example, when you're trying to adjust your footage, color corrections, and so on. But let's get to the point. Does it make sense to shoot in 4K if you're okay with all of the disadvantages? I'll let you decide. I shot some clips with my camera in the 4K setting and Full HD setting. Remember, the Full HD setting is a wider angle. I had to zoom it in a little bit to try to align the shot, so there will be a little bit of difference in the scene, but at least you will see how much of a difference it is. When I showed this to a few other people, they said, yes, I do see a difference. When I asked, okay, how much of a difference do you see? I heard something along the lines like 15% improvement, and here I'm thinking to myself, is it really worth it to go through all the hassle just for 15% improvement? Other cameras may have other settings that the difference may be even bigger. It really depends what you're using, and you have to test it for yourself. Anyways, let's get to the clips. There are 2 clips, one from the day, one from the night. You will see that the difference may be a little more pronounced at night, but still, have a look and guess. Is it the shot A or shot B that was shot in 4K? Let me know your guesses in the comments below. Alright, now that you have seen the clips, which one did you think was 4K? If you guessed it was the clip A, you're right. The camera B though, how much of a difference did you see? Is it really that noticeable on YouTube? When you play the files on a computer, of course there will be a big difference, but YouTube's compression is quite aggressive, so maybe there is not so much difference. Again, try for yourself, upload to YouTube, and you will see how much of a difference it makes. Maybe you'll realize, just like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of famous YouTubers, it doesn't make sense to shoot in 4K for everything. They shoot in HD, they have smaller file sizes, less storage needed to back up, much lighter on the computer, and full sensor readout. I would be curious to see what did you find out with your camera, or I would be curious to hear if this helped you when deciding what camera to buy. A lot of really good cameras, even DSLRs, shoot HD and are limited in 4K. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. And this is just for fun. I'm sure you noticed the paper behind me. I just wanted to see how many of you would comment on the video below that I forgot something in the shot. The truth is, I did. Do you know what the paper was used for?